See, in this question, which was in JSTSC 2015 exam, we have a question where we have a piece of paper and we have a cricket ball. Okay. So both are at the same height and both are dropped simultaneously at the same time. So they will strike the ground at the same time. So time is same. If option 1, if they have same volume, okay. Second, if they have same mass. Third, if they have same density. And fourth option you have is if there is vacuum. Vacuum means no air, or you can say empty space. Or you can only call it space. So vacuum and space. So when this is earth and there is atmosphere around the earth, means the air. So when we go beyond the gravitational pull of the earth in the space, there is no air. Okay. So that is vacuum. Okay.
Sir, option 4 is correct.
Yes, sir, option 4.
Okay. So anybody else now?
Sir, option 4.
Option 4. Okay. See, we do questions. In some question, the mass of the ball is 1 kilogram. In some question, mass of the ball is 100 gram. In some questions, mass can be 10 grams. In some questions, mass can be 10 kilogram. So in all these cases, tell me, what do you take the value of g? Which is your acceleration due to gravity? What is the value of g that we take in all the cases?
Second square.
9.8 meter per second square, right? So you take this acceleration and u will be 0 in these cases. So v will also be same. V is equals to u plus gt. So of course, if u is 0, and even if u is not 0, if they are dropped with the same velocity, if they are thrown with the same velocity downward, so u will be same. So u is same. So v and g is also constant. So u is constant, g is constant. So v depends on t. So it means at the same time they are going to hit the ground with the same velocity. So you have seen that in all these cases, we have taken the value of g as 9.8 meter per second square. Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what is there is an assumption that we have taken in all these 4 cases. What is that assumption? It is written in all the questions that you will do. What is that assumption that we have taken here? You will see one assumption. What is air resistance in these cases? What is air resistance we have taken?
Sir, no.
0. There is no air resistance. That is the assumption we have taken. So there is no air resistance is 0, or you can say there is vacuum. That is the same thing. Okay? So when we do the numericals of acceleration due to gravity, in all the numericals, we take one assumption, and that is there is no air resistance. Okay, means air resistance is zero, and the objects are falling under gravity in the vacuum or free space. So we can call it vacuum, free space, empty space, space. Okay, so now tell me which of the option is correct. This paper and
Option 4.
yes. Okay, what about others? Natik Rana, what do you think?
Option 2.
Option 2. Okay. Yes, Vishesh. Yes, Ankur.
Option 2.
See, even if, and then what have you understood with this discussion that is going on? See, even they have different masses. Masses are different, but we are taking same acceleration due to gravity. They are going to fall down simultaneously on the ground. So you have done the numericals of objects falling down. Yes. Very,
Yes, sir.
very simple question. This is 1 kg ball, 1 kg object. This is 10 kg. Okay. So both of them, they are at the same height and falling down, so they are at the same height. You can draw it over here also. So when you are so both are coming down, so their centers are at the same height, h. Okay. So now I am asking you the time with which they are going to hit the ground. So we have the equation S is equals to ut plus half gt square. We are taking this is the direction of motion, so this direction of motion we are taking it positive, so all the vectors will be positive here. So g, acceleration due to gravity, is positive. Okay, let us consider u is equals to 0. So this term will be removed. So how much will be the time taken? So this 2 will go this side, so that is 2s, and what is s here? That is your height h. So 2h divided by g, and this is t square, so this t will become under the root. So that is the time taken by 1 kg ball, and this is the time taken by the 10 kg ball. In the formula of time, do we have mass? How much is the mass?
No, sir.
So the time taken by these balls hitting the ground, does it depends on mass?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
The formula of mass has only two things. One is height and other is acceleration due to gravity.
Gravity.
So this is g is acceleration, but this acceleration is due to gravity. So that is why instead of a I am writing g, because this acceleration is due to gravitational force. So due to gravity, so that is why I am writing G. So there's nothing but A, okay? Acceleration. So, but when we do these questions, one thing is written in the question. Assume there is no air resistance. There is no air resistance. Means there is vacuum. Okay?
Okay, sir.
So now tell me the time they take to hit the ground, does it depend on time taken by any object? When the object is in vacuum, time taken by it to hit the ground, does it depends on the mass of the object?
No,
No, sir.
no, sir.
So let us go back to the question. Does it, so the time taken, we have derived the formula, that is equals to under 2h by g. So does this time, so they are hitting the ground simultaneously. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So do we need the same volume?
No, sir.
Do we need the same density?
No, sir.
Do we need the same mass?
No, sir.
Do we need them in the vacuum?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. They are supposed to be in a vacuum.
Vacuum.
So in all the questions, so we are performing this in vacuum. That is why the value of A is constant. That is G. That is 9.8 meter per second square. There is no other force. That is why its name is acceleration due to gravity only. There is no other force interacting with these two masses. The only force which is interacting with these two masses is only and only gravitational pull of the earth. There is no air resistance. If air resistance is there, then air resistance will apply the force upward, and that we call it drag force. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So right now there is no drag force, and the only force is the acceleration due to gravity. So that is why, as there is only gravitational force, so that is why acceleration due to gravity, acceleration that will be there due to the F is equals to ma. So this force is the same for both the cases. If there will be air resistance, then this G will be different for both the cases. Okay? Then
Yes, sir.
this G will be different because this force will be different. Because there will be one more force which is opposing it. But right now there is only one force, that is acceleration due to gravity, and that is why this value of G is, we have taken it as 9.8 meter per second square. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So Ankur, Naitik, Vishesh, is the concept clear to three of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Sir, option B.
Okay, good. So the option 4, which is that they are hitting the ground simultaneously, it means they were in a vacuum. Okay. Now the next question. So how can, so like there was no air friction, there was no air resistance, but suppose there is frictional force, that is drag. How can you, like suppose you are, this is the ground and you are pushing an object on this ground, you are pushing it in this direction. So this is little bit, this surface, it will provide frictional force means the opposing force. This is the frictional force. This is the force that you are applying. And frictional force is the opposing force which opposes the most motion. So I want to minimize this F, this friction force. So minimize friction. So how can I minimize friction? So first option is using a smooth object. Second option is using a smooth plane. Third option is providing lubricant, providing a lubricant at the surface. And fourth option is all of these. So which one is the correct option?
Sir, all of these.
Yes, students, which is the correct option?
Four.
Sir, all of
Sir, option four. All of these.
Okay, so all of you are agree that in this question option 4 is correct. Yes, you people are right. All these options means are correct. So all three of these are correct. So that is why option 4 is correct. So we can minimize the friction. So you have seen that when you are playing carom board, isn't it? So you put some, what do you put on the, when you,
Sir, powder.
yes,
Powder.
yes,
Powder.
powder. So talcum powder or any powder you just put on the surface of the carom board, on the surface of the board. So why you are, it makes the sort of the friction between the,
Basically.
yes. So the, what do you say, Joe? What do we call these? क्या बोलते हैं उसको? गोटियां बोलते हैं हिंदी में, इंग्लिश में क्या बोलते हैं? Striker, and so it moves smoothly, isn't it? Less force is, less effort is required when the friction is reduced, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So the next question is, let us discuss one question about the circular motion. So we have an object which is moving in the circle. So uniform circular motion. So you have so what is uniform here, students? What is uniform? Uniform means constant. So an object is moving in the circle. This object, like you have tied an object, this is a string, and it is moving in the circle. So this uniform circular motion. So what is constant in this motion? What is constant? What is? Yes, tell me. What is constant?
Speed.
Yes.
motion.
Okay. So tell me your names. I told you that tell your name and then tell the answer. Yes.
Him. Distance.
Okay.
Mayank motion.
Okay.
Sir, magnitude.
Okay. Who answered? Who was the first student who answered?
Sir,
Hmm. Yes.
Sir, Kanika speed.
Kanika speed. Okay. Yes, Satyam. What is
Must be constant.
what is constant? What is uniform in the circular motion? If there is uniform circular motion, what is uniform? Mayank,
The motion.
Vishesh,
Sir, speed.
Sir, velocity.
okay. If there is a motion in a straight line, and I call this motion uniform motion. So what is uniform in this motion? In the uniform motion, what is uniform? When the motion is there in a straight line, and I call uniform motion.
Distance covered in unequal interval of time.
Distance covered in equal interval. Yes, what is uniform in the uniform motion? What is uniform? What is constant? What remains the same? Which physical quantity remains the same throughout the motion? Magnitude of what? Magnitude of which physical quantity you are talking about? Even if I don't tell you whether it is moving in a straight line or not, I just tell you uniform motion word only. So just I am using this uniform motion. So when I say uniform motion, what is uniform? Which physical quantity is uniform? When I say uniform motion.
Sir, speed.
Okay. Hmm. See, when I say uniform motion, it is the uniform, it is the velocity which is uniform. So whenever I say uniform motion, it means velocity is constant. Velocity is not changing. Velocity is constant means velocity is not changing. Now velocity is not changing. What does this mean? Velocity is not changing. Velocity is a vector quantity. It has magnitude as well as direction. If velocity is constant, velocity is not changing in uniform motion, it means magnitude is also not changing. So magnitude is also not changing, it is also constant. And direction is also not changing, it is also constant, it remains the same. So magnitude remains the same and direction also remains the same. So both the things remains the same. And magnitude of velocity is nothing but speed. So speed with direction is velocity. So in uniform motion, velocity is constant. It means the speed of the object is constant as well as the direction in which it is moving is also constant. So it means you have only one option, and that option is you are moving with a constant speed in a particular direction. So whenever uniform motion comes, it means velocity is constant. So like I say, I'm moving with 20 km per hour in east direction. So that is the velocity. So when I write only 20 km per hour, so that is speed. But if I write 20 km per hour in east direction, this is velocity. Okay, have you got the difference between the velocity and the speed?
Yes, sir.
And in uniform circular motion, so here you can clearly see that at a particular point, when the object is here in the circle, so draw a tangent to it. Draw a line which is touching the circle at only one point, that particular point of contact. So that is tangent. So this velocity is tangential. So at every point, the velocity of the object is changing. Why velocity is changing? Because the direction is changing. So here, the thing which is constant is the speed. So you are telling only the like magnitude. So magnitude of velocity. So magnitude of velocity, which is speed, is constant in uniform. So uniform, what is uniform? Uniform, what is constant? What remains the same? What is not changing? It is the speed. It is the speed which is not changing. Velocity is changing, but speed is not changing. Okay. Now, there is a force. So this is the direction of velocity, tangential velocity at any point. So what will be the direction of acceleration? The object is over here, suppose this is O, this is point A. So the object is A, moving in the circle, object is at A. What is the direction of acceleration?
Sir, towards the center.
So direction of acceleration is, yes, what is the direction of motion? So direction of acceleration is towards the center. That is the direction of acceleration. So how have we come to know that the acceleration is towards the center? See, how do we come to know that this is the direction of velocity tangential? Because you just leave the object. So where will the object go? If you leave the object over here at A, the object is moving anti-clockwise, and you leave it over here, it will move in this direction. Yes or no? If you leave the object over here, it will move in this direction. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So from there we come to know that this is the direction of the velocity, right? Now I'm asking, how have you come to know that the direction of acceleration is towards the center? Yes. How do you come to know?
Because of centripetal force.
Very good. That's the correct answer. See, I told you that acceleration is in the direction of force. Acceleration will always be in the direction of net force. So force is equals to net force applying on the object is equal to mass into acceleration. So direction of acceleration and force will always be same. So direction of both of them is same. So you are pulling this object actually always towards the center. At any point, you are still pulling it towards the center at all these points, isn't it? Yes?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
So you are applying which force? Centripetal force. Which force?
Centripetal force.
So centripetal means center seeking. Center seeking. Hide and seek game खेलते थे ना आप? Hide and seek.
Yes, sir.
So this is center seeking force. So always towards the center. So is the acceleration constant or is it changing? Because it is always towards the center. So is it changing or is it constant acceleration? Centripetal acceleration in this case, is it constant or is it changing?
Constant.
Constant. What?
Yes, Satyam?
Sir, constant.
Okay. Acceleration, yes, Vishesh?
Sir, constant.
See, is acceleration a scalar quantity or vector quantity?
Vector.
Vector.
So acceleration is a vector quantity. So it means acceleration has magnitude as well as direction. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So is the magnitude changing? Is the direction changing? Magnitude, we don't know the formula.
Sir,
Is the direction changing or is the direction remains the same?
direction is changing.
Direction is changing, of course, because see, it is towards the center, but this is the direction. It is towards the center, but this is the direction. This is towards the center, but this is the direction. So the direction is changing at every point. So the direction is changing. So is the acceleration constant or changing?
So changing.
So the acceleration is changing. Because velocity is changing. Velocity is changing. Yes, yes or no?
Yes, sir. Then acceleration is also changing.
So you can take the help from here. What is acceleration? Acceleration is change in velocity. So velocity is changing, and so definitely acceleration will be there. Yes. So
Yes, sir.
good. So have you now understood the concept of uniform circular motion? So now tell me, what will be the, have I told you the formula of the acceleration? Centripetal acceleration, have I told you the formula? Yes, students?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So centripetal acceleration is, I told you that this magnitude of the velocity, which is the speed. So speed here is v and this is constant. So the magnitude of acceleration is equals to v square by r. R is the radius of the circle. So v square by r, that is the centripetal acceleration. So like we started our lecture, that acceleration due to gravity has a special name, that is g, and centripetal acceleration also has a special name, that is ac. Okay, so we have a special name when the object is moving in a circle, and when the object means it's uniform circular motion, means the speed is same, speed is constant. So the acceleration that we have is, and the speed is v. So v is the speed. So what is centripetal acceleration? V square by r. So v square by r. So v is the speed. So v is constant. R is also constant. So AC will also be constant. Means the magnitude of acceleration is constant. So magnitude is constant, but direction is changing, right? So acceleration is changing with the constant magnitude, that is. Now students, will you be telling me the centripetal force in this case? What is centripetal force? What will be the centripetal force? Yes?
So center seeking force.
Center seeking force. What will be the formula for
V square by R.
V square by R is the centripetal acceleration, right?
Yes, sir.
And force is equals to mass into acceleration, right? So what will be the centripetal force?
mv square by r.
mv square upon r.
Yes, so that's the correct answer. So it's so simple. So put the value of AC over here, and we get FC is equals to mv square by. So this question was also asked in JSTSC 2016 students. What is the formula of centripetal acceleration? Okay. So that's all for this class, students. I hope you have noted down the notes. That is very important.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, students. Thank you so much for being with me. See you in the next
Thank you.
class.
Have a nice
Thank you, sir.
For teaching us.
Thank you, sir, for teaching us.
Thank you, sir.